UIC wasting their time. Nobody should pay them any mind. UIC, don't bother with no waste of time around here. Jamaica, third parties should be, right now, let's not even talk about them. Because they are of no relevance, really. No, they're not going to win any seat. They're not going to be any, they will have no impact on the election. What we have before us are two parties. And both would have made contributions to the development of Jamaica today. We can argue which one of them have made the most. But has the opposition held the government to account? Has it done that? Has the opposition, by its actions, held the government to account? You answer. Secondly, has the opposition provided alternative prescriptions for the problems that face Jamaica? Has it done that? If it has done that, where are they? What are they? Because as I am sitting here tonight, I cannot tell you which direction the opposition intends to take Jamaica. And brethren, it's difficult to get on a bus and you don't know where the driver carry you going now. And we need to ask Mark Golding, where you intend to carry we go? You want to take over the bus. Where do you intend to take us? Because we don't see the route. We don't see the route yet. And we are waiting for the election just around the corner. Where do you plan to take us? I think it's a big question for the opposition. You want to take over the country? What are your plans for us? We want to consider you. Tell us your plans. Dancing on stage? That is the plan? With this foolish song? Getting people excited? Huh? You know, when the children of Israel crossed the Red Sea, more than 2 million of them, they wanted to go back in Egypt, They wanted to go back in Egypt. Well, maybe leave the theology out. Has the opposition provided alternative perspectives? Have they fostered comprehensive discussions on policies? Are they representing the interests of the Jamaican people? Or are they representing their own interests? There is a disconnect. There is a profound disconnect between what the opposition says and the realities in Jamaica. A profound disconnect. And the disconnect is because they have not done the research. They have not done the research, and they have molded themselves in being critics. Critics. There's a profound disconnect when you listen to the... For example, I heard Gabrielle yesterday saying that the growth is up at Andrew Holness' house. No, that is just... come on. The economy grew by 1.1% for the first quarter. That is significant, Gabriel. It is significant, considering the setbacks we have had. Yes? What you should do on that stage was to outline to the people. Or do you think that the people, we can't tell them about these policies because guess what? They're not going to understand. We can't talk to the people in that type of language because they are not going to understand. So you see the people? That's how you see Jamaicans? that you can't speak to them about alternative perspectives because they won't understand. For example, I hear Mr. Crawford talk about labor rights are dunce. So if there is illiteracy in the country, Mr. Crawford, what is the PNP's plan to eradicate illiteracy? What discussions are we having on that? Have you fulfilled your role in Parliament? Critiquing the bills and the laws and having fulsome discussions on those. Well, if the answer to those questions are yes, then I think the people of Jamaica should consider you. I think so. Give you a fair shot at it. But if the answer is no, you should spend 5 more years in opposition and go learn what opposition parties do, effectively do, as they prepare themselves for government. Is the PNP ready to take on the government of Jamaica? Finally, I want you to know that the world of 2020 is a different world today. Very different. Geopolitics, the instability in the world. You have a new president of the United States. It's not the same world. And Jamaicans feel confident to hand the ship of state to the PNP. Well, the decision is theirs. I can only...
Receiving their own mode of transportation to go to school is really and truly disheartening. These are children we're talking about. I don't think people understand how much the opposition response really and truly pissed me off. I mean, not hide it, it genuinely pissed me off. I don't think people understand, and I'm not gonna hide it. The opposition party, I'm going to tell you, these are some of the most educated people in politics, and to hear the response that is coming out of their mouth towards children receiving their own mode of transportation to go to school is really and truly disheartening. These are children we're talking about. I felt like there were so many ways that they could have gone about opposing what the current administration is doing, and I felt like them talking about the bus them our crash and all of them something is just really and truly disheartening, because we're talking about children here, and me not have no kids. I have no children, but it really and truly pisses me off. They say that they are going to start off with 20,000 children. Why start off with a selected group and not something that can benefit everyone? Why is it that parents have to sign up for them Pitney school? Why are we going back 20 years? Why are we not moving forward? Put something in place where everybody Pitney can benefit from. Why is it that only a selected amount of students should benefit from this system and not everyone in the particular area, irrespective of which party you are affiliated with? Why is it that me I forgot sign up? What if I'm not eligible for it? Then what? You realize the government say you put bus on road and pick up $50 per trip? I don't understand, like, what more could we ever want? Them talk about the bus, them the door them on the wrong side, and them talk it all the time. The bus them are going retrofitted. They are going to be retrofitted. Some of the bus them have 3 door. Some of the bus them they have to retrofit, and whatever the case may be. Like, we're not stupid. We're not behind. Come on, man. Look at split justice. I don't like them something, you know. I pick me I talk about, you know. Them are going to say them are going to pay taxi drivers. Even in Kingston here, so a lot of parents, I know parents are pay $8,000 a week, and them pitney still not get pick up after school. The taximan them still left the picking them and taximan talk it all the time. Some taximan talk it straight to them not carry more than 2 schoolers for the day or for the time being because it affect them bread. A lot of children, even in Kingston here, are left stranded on the road because the taxi drivers them not pick them up. So you pay these taximen and trusting that they would pick them up and them still not pick them up. Only if you use common sense, you know? Children get them own mode of transportation. Them get them own mode of transportation. Mighty God, man, I pity this way I deal with you. I pity where I deal with it. I mean, now come off of this, you know, because, all right, may I tell you the truth? In reality, me not even business if the government, if the opposition want to build the house them on the friggin' Caribbean Sea. I couldn't care less. I really don't care. If you want to get those houses, that's up to you. But the reality of the matter is that children are going to and from school and they have transportations. Everybody is applauding the government. Give credit where credit due, you know? It's just hard to say, yo, this is a good program, this is a good initiative. It's just hard to do that. You have to cuss and a talk about where go crash and this and that and hilltop and like are this so where go? With children we are talking about? Me now come and fight because this really and truly rub me the wrong way. Me now
All right. So that
Night, neighbor. Night, everybody.
what is it? Hi, sir. How are you?
Not bad in a neighbor, not bad.
Yes.
Just for the past couple of days, been observing how the opposition has really dug themselves in a hole. You know,
Yes.
and that one that would be very, I think is going to be extremely hard to climb out of.
Yes.
Because they are not good at reading the room. And I think that they are politically unintelligent. And as I always believe, and I saw this after Peter Phillips stepped down. PNP is in a leadership crisis. I had hopes when they elected Mark Golden that they would probably try to get it together.
Yes.
Because he would have conducted himself before being elected leader of that party. He would have conducted himself. Somewhat diplomatically before he became the leader of the party. Since he became leader of the party, I guess you saw the true side to him.
Let me ask you a question, sir. What does representation mean? Because I think that a responsible opposition would gauge public opinion on the subject before they make these comments, public comments. And if they gauge public opinion, they would realize that the public is in support.
That is true. And what I learned from them,
isn't that what a responsible opposition does?
that's what a responsible leader does overall. Right?
Well,
you if you're going to lead, you have to first understand that you're serving. You understand? And if you're serving, you're going to have to understand the needs in which you're serving. You understand? And if the base of your service is that you are serving yourself, then your decisions that you're going to make most times is going to be wrong, because you're doing you're only looking out for what benefits you. And I think that's what is always a big problem for this opposition, because they do nothing that doesn't serve them. You understand? That's what
I get the feeling, sir, that You know what is egalitarianism, sir?
No, you can't tell me that one.
Okay, all right. I'll get back to that. I get the feeling, your sister, that that the People's National Party don't like to be in opposition. That they feel that they are the right government for Jamaica.
Or like they have a God-given right to rule this nation.
Well, I don't know about God, because I don't know about God, but I get the sense that they feel demeaned by being in opposition, almost as if opposition is a curse, and that they ought not to be in opposition. And you know, sir, I will tell you this, that if you are going to be an effective government, you need to make use of your time in opposition. It's only 5 years, you know. Opposition parties prepare for government while in opposition. And I get the distinct feeling that this opposition has not used the time to prepare for government because they don't feel that they are the opposition. You know, I heard Mr. Bunting saying that the Labour Party may be in government, but the PNP is in power. Something like that.
Yeah, and I think what I heard about that statement, you know, is that it's something they have embedded in their mindset from before.
Yes, and I'm saying to you, it is psychological for the PNP. The PNP feels like they are not the natural opposition. That is, you I don't know if you remember when the PNP was in the 18 and a half years, it was the opposition Jamaica Labour Party. They refer to them as the opposition Jamaica Labour Party. The People's National Party was the government, and it was the opposition People's National Party. It is something that I want us to understand that, and this is just instinct. I get the feeling that the PNP feels that they are the natural government. The government, that the opposition benches are demeaning, you know, and that Jamaicans ought to always keep them in power because they are the party of the people. And you know, we can get so trapped in an ideology, in a sense of our importance, you know, that we do not understand the lessons that can be learned if we are demoted. Because oppositions can do well in government. Oppositions that do not do well in opposition never do well in government, you know, sir.
That is true.
Because it is the time for you to sit in the pavilion rather than in your AC office and being served by maids and flying over the world and chauffeur driven and get fat. You know that, you know, when you're in government you can get fat. Yes, and them say when you're in opposition you have to tighten your belt. Because you know you're not enjoying the perks of government. But it is time for you to sit in the pavilion, look at things from a different perspective, and come up with alternative prescriptive things, sir.
And it's also an opportunity to show people how responsible you can be. And I think that was one of the strengths, even when Andrew Holness and his team was in opposition, they demonstrated themselves as a responsible opposition. They weren't all over the place like this opposition team opposing every single thing that is come out. What was needed to be supported was supported. That is why Peter Phillips could have passed so many IMF tests. You understand? Because they allowed them to do what is necessary. I remember when Bruce Golding team was in government, again, the PNP never demonstrated themselves as a responsible opposition. They pressured the civil service groups to come at the government, and that is why many times we would not have passed some of those tests, because the nurses were constantly pressuring the government and with the support of the opposition, and that was being irresponsible.
Prime Global, thank you, sir. Thank you for the hat. You know, I listened to this lady. I don't want to spend too much time on her. You know, Senator Gabriela Marks. It just comes across as the title get to you. Come on, you know who I am? People, and this is your neighbor. Let me tell you something. You know, sir, you must not call yourself Mr. O'Shane, you know. You mustn't do that. You're not Mr. O'Shane, and I'm not Mr. Neighbor. Those are titles that people put on your name.
Right.
If your name Devon Simit, you must call yourself. People ask you, what is your name? My name is Devon Simit. Don't say your name, Mr. Devon Simit, or my name is Mrs. Devon Simit. No. Your name is Devon Simit. What is your name? I am Gabriela Morris. Right? Until you hear people start to take on titles, so it shows that they have totally separated themselves from the common people. And you know, the common people don't even understand that they are being disrespected. That they are egalitarianism is the concept of equality, where all persons are considered equal, sir. Nobody no better than nobody. Okay? We need more sociologists in the government that understands the people in the communities and on the ground. Because had the PNP understood the people it is represented, it is seeking to represent, it would have never taken this position on the buses, sir. It would have never done that. And it tells me that the PNP has not done its research, and quite frankly is fiddling for something that would stick. You know, when you're just throwing things around which something will stick.
That's how they've been operating for the past couple of years, increasingly so over the past couple of months.
And to think that the alternative prescription is that the government of Jamaica, led by a PNP administration, is going to use Probox and Adwagon to carry picnic. What a disgrace! What a disgrace!
I've been hearing the outrage. I've not commented a lot on it since, but I'll be just saying these people are crazy, because I can't find adjectives to describe how nonsensical the idea that they posed as an alternative.
You know, sir, the PNP may have lost the election right here.
I believe they lost more seats.
The PNP may have lost any hope the PNP had of winning the election. May have been lost right here. You know, I told the government on Sunday night to make sure that they come out, and I see where Darrell Vaz. Darrell, you know, sir, Darrell Vaz is a very good minister of government, you know. Darrell Vaz is one of the best we have had.
Hard worker, man. Hard worker.
Vaz is top notch. He's a top notch minister, and he has succeeded everywhere Prime Minister Holness sends him. He has done well. And congratulations, Mr. Vaz. You will go down in history as the minister who brought in the buses to help our children. And the multiplier effect of this is going to be amazing because I understand that parents are only going to pay $100 a day. Is that so, sir?
The $50 I hear the children will pay.
I hear it's 50 one way and 50 the other way.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's hold on there, O'Shane. Let me see if anybody else is online. Who is that? Call me.
I was here first, neighbor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Yeah, man.
have you paid the fee to come up here, sir?
All right. I'll wait.
No,
sir.
man.
I'll wait.
It's Zeus me I talk about. Is Zeus?
Zeus.
Okay. Have you paid the fee?
No, I didn't know we had to pay a fee. I didn't know that.
Jamaica girl?
Honestly.
No, yes, sir. There is a fee. Have you paid it?
No, I didn't.
Well, then I'm gonna have to take you down because there's a fee to come on. I'm only
All right,
joking.
do as
No, I'm only
do
joking.
as you wish.
No, I'm only
Do as you
joking.
wish.
Sir, I am only joking. There's no fee.
No, but but even if he wasn't joking, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we're
Even if he
considering.
wasn't joking,
Yeah. $2. $1.
Yeah.
$1. Go ahead, sir.
um
She says that she says that she's crediting. Yes, go ahead.
all right, I appreciate it. Tell him say thanks. Yeah, first off, I'm a supporter of the JLP, right? I'm not a Labourite because Labour rights and that term comrades and Labour rights, that's terms where die-hearted people use. I try not to put myself in that kind of box, you know?
Yes, sir.
And I just had to just have to say something because the whole thing about this bus thing is concerning.
Yes.
You know, it's very concerning. It's not only is it easy to transport the kids safely to school and back. I mean, it's cheap. I mean, you're talking about 50 Jamaican dollars, you know. That's basically 30 cents USD.
Yes.
You know, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to hear Bunting and Golden come out and say something like that. I mean, it burned my heart.
But you know, sir, Mr. Bunting, maybe a little bit overdosed with ego because he got a chance to reflect and he doubled down on it.
Yeah, he failed.
He
You see
doubled
what's
down on it.
happening right now? Yeah, what's happening? They are malfunctioning right now. Being that they want the election because so bad, it's like they want to get it over with. You understand what I say? Them are malfunction. It's like them just a freestyle. Cause the statement where Golden make it's like a bar talk. It's like it have no substance. It have no, and then his solution is just something that can never work. It's impossible for work. You know, and it's heartbreaking to see. Like we don't have a opposition that can compete.
My position, sir, is that the opposition must pass the test, the opposition test. The opposition must pass the opposition test. Voice of
Exactly.
Satan, right? Voice of Satan.
So we can have a balanced democratic society, you know.
And sir, and let me tell you something. The people of Jamaica ought to be concerned.
Of course.
Because I hear people talking about 4-term and 5-term and 6-term. I don't read this yet. Okay, we do not want a one-party dominance in the country. We don't want that.
No.
We want an opposition that holds government accountable. And we want to have choices when we go to the polls.
Exactly.
And right now,
I mean,
sir, I am not writing them off, but I can tell you the truth. I am not happy. I'm not happy that they are providing the alternative prescriptions that solve. Some people say that I'm a PNP. And one admission that I would make is that I like reasonable people and I like the progressive agenda. I am not a conservative, sir. I'm not a conservative.
You
I
vote on
like-
issues. Yeah.
I am a person who believe that government must work
Perform.
hard for its people
Yeah, prove it.
and must provide. Sir. I'm going to tell you the truth. I sometimes I am disappointed about the progressive agenda that is being pursued. But you know why I don't blame the government so much? It is because they were given basket to carry water. Because when you take over a country that has a debt to GDP of close to 130%, a very little you can do in a brethren. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying to you.
Of course, I understand quite clear.
Yes, and there is a balance that has to be struck between because you have to go for economic growth. Now, if you put too much money into on the social side, you're not going to get economic growth, because all that is doing is consumption. So you have to invest in the infrastructure of the country to stimulate and in certain sectors to stimulate economic growth. But why
invite investors? Yeah, you need infrastructure.
So for example, people don't understand that if you don't have good road network, telephone infrastructure and service, you're not going to be and train your people. That investors you're not going to be attractive to investors. Somebody's mic needs to be muted, man. It's called me. Oh Jesus!
Yes.
Brethren, you can't just turn off your mic. Make we
Sorry about that, man. Yeah, man. Sorry, my bad.
Yes, sir. But while we have done that, we have had to sacrifice the social side, the development of people, and build them up. Which is why I hear the government speaking now about the third term being for the people. Being for the people. They have not defined what that means quite yet, but I'm interested in know that. But I'm not a conservative, sir. I am more, well, let me not not say that, but I believe that we have to do more for our people. I think we have to do more for our people in terms of their aspirations. Jamaicans are largely performing below their capacity. And I went to a gas station since evening to get a little gas, and you could see that the worker is stressed. You could see it, that she was stressed out. That's a stress out. And she has reason to be stressed because probably her pay done, what she collect Friday, and maybe our 2-3 picnic them in their yard. Sir, we have work to do. Okay, we have work.
By saying I'm listening to everything what you just said, but the economy has to get better to do everything that you are saying. And we are on that road right now. We're up on the road there. That's the road we are on right now. Yeah.
James Carville, he was an advisor to Bill Clinton. And James Carville said, it's the economy, stupid. An immortal statement made by a very bright man. It's the economy. If you don't fix the economy, chat your chat.
Yeah, it's just talk. It makes no sense. No sense.
And you see all these promises that they're making. If you don't if you don't have the economy growing to deliver the resources, it's a pie in the sky, sir.
Definitely.
Right? Because what you are going to do is to tax people, right? Or you're going to borrow money. And we know what borrowing did, which is why we have the fiscal rules. Yes, we know what that does. Anyway, sir, nice talking to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. And I will support. Next
Yes,
time.
sure. Bless you.
Yeah. All right. Take care of yourself, man.
Nice
Yeah,
to have you. Call
right.
call me.
Yes, sir. Good night. Good night to everybody. First of all, I must say, sir, hats off to you. Trust me, hats off to you from a deep dance. Tonight, such an elaboration.
I don't know. No.
And the whole
Well,
thing.
I'm not hearing you at all, you know, sir. I'm not hearing you.
Oh, you're not here.
Your internet is breaking up. We're barely hearing you, sir.
Oh my, you're not hearing me. You're hearing me better?
Yes, a little better. Let's work with that.
Okay. All right. So like that's a bit more.
I'm sorry. Jamaica girl? No. This is not working. Not working at all. Let's see if we can reconnect
You're not
him.
here?
No, we're not hearing you, sir. Let's see if we can reconnect and come back. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
You're not.
No, sir, I am not hearing you at all. I am well.
I'm so sad.
All right, let's
Bad.
hold on, sir. Hold on. Let's see if we can sort out your internet. Hold on, listeners.
Here.
But
Huh?
I don't want you to be on a meeting.
Are you here now?
No, I'm not hearing at all. I'm not hearing. Hold on, sir. Hold on.
So sad.
Hold on. Yeah, we're trying to see if we can we're trying to see if we can Are you there now, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Okay. You hearing me better?
No, just hold on a little. Just hold on. You're gonna lose. Goodness gracious me, what a night. Things you said you love, you're gonna lose. Come in, sir. Come in. Are you there now? Are you there now? He's still not there. Jamaica girl, let's move on.
So neighbor, one of the things that I've been finding myself thinking about for the past couple days when I realized, because in my opinion, the People's National Party is really spiraling out of control. They're not. Yeah, that's to me. They're without direction to me, and that is why I truly believe that.
Why their leader can dance though, man? In a rampy drop foot.
Ironically, when I see him move like that, all I seen is Donald. Well, I seen Mr. Trump,
All right.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
why?
if I like him to stop dance, I like him to stop dance.
But they seem happy though.
I'm trying to understand. I'm moving now, kind of from the main leader itself, but the those who are the core leaders are the senior people within the party. I'm wondering if they are not worried for their party, and worried to see if their party will survive this, because if they continue along this line, they will become so irrelevant that even they won't be able to seize power or to gain power.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, sir. Leadership is not only is also about followership, sir. And leadership or leaders sometimes gets their inspiration from those that follow them. And part of the problem we have, and part of what we are seeing here, is that there is no accountability among the followers.
Right.
Because those people in the crowd ought to be aghast at such comments coming from the platform. And if they were aghast and showed modicums of disappointment, then probably the people talking to them would have to, retract, apologize, or come again. But their supporters seem pretty okay.
Yeah, and why? Yeah, and when I look at it, I always try to compare and contrast the two parties. When the Prime Minister said the other day that his party doesn't need, or his government doesn't need an opposition to hold them accountable, what he was saying, at that time, was that he knows that if they make any stupid move or if they act crazy with the government or with the leadership of this country, their supporters are the first ones who are going to come at them and say, fix up that. And that is why I believe they are held to a higher standard, because I truly believe that they understand that they can't come to their supporters with foolishness. Because even when you may find one or two hardcore or die-hearted, majority of the persons who support them will not hesitate to say, if you don't operate sensibly, you will move on. Because at the end of the day, it's about the betterment of the country. It's about the betterment of us as a people. And if the thinking is going to be party before country, then the results that we're going to get is what we're seeing happening from the opposition.
All right, Oshin. Thank you so much, you hear, man. Always nice contribution.
All right. Yes, neighbor.
Yeah, one of our fine thinkers, Oshin. He's a pretty in-depth man. Roxy.
Hi, good night.
Good night, sir. How are you?
I am doing okay.
Yes.
I really enjoy your program tonight, and you've made a couple points that I would like to strengthen.
Yes.
Because this is where
that mean they were weak, sir?
No, not at all. I would like to expound on it. I would like to commend you and add to it, basically.
Okay, well, yes, you have to be careful of language,
Yes. So
yes.
You said something. You said you are not what you call it? You asked a question, sorry. What is the opposition coming with differently? Are they opposing well? And it is important that you don't take the word opposition literal. You are supposed to hold the current government accountable. You understand what I mean? Like, for example, I am not a JLP and I'm not a PNP. I vote for policies. And if for a person like me now, if you want to persuade me and I am voting for policies, you ask the question, what is it you're offering? What are you coming with different? And as you rightfully said, there is nothing. So how do I make a decision with only one choice that seems to be offering something? And some supporters might also say, well, straighten the part where you say, but real people exist and real people are experiencing challenges. So maybe the school bus at this time may not be the best thing, but decision has to be made, and long-term decision.
You know, sir, a prospective member of parliament, one of their staff member called me, and I said the contribution that I would want to give to him the person running,
Mm-hmm.
is that he is not to craft policies for the people. Don't do that. Rather, he is to take the time to go into the communities and ask them, the people, what are their needs? What are their aspirations? And then after he has gathered the data, he presents the plans for the constituency. The People's National Party, sir, for the last 5 years, have spent their time making mischief. And now that they are close to an election, they appear to be trying to find some little something to put in a manifesto. The manifesto of the opposition should have been ready long time ago.
As you said earlier, the time they were sitting.
Because sir, you know, sir, government is not easy, especially in Jamaica. The prime minister is a busy man. Those ministers are busy. Oppositions, and you know that every opposition spokesman have an assistant. So them have assistants, sir. And for
Exactly.
5 years, uno can't tell Jamaica what uno intend to do if uno turn government, sir.
And that is my problem.
This is unacceptable, sir. And if they and when you talk to them, all they have to tell you say, it's time, come on, Holness have 21 bank account. That's all.
And they're not understanding that you said something earlier. You said being an opposition is for you to sit in the pavilion and observe. And when you also suggested that they go into the community with all the information that they would have gathered while sitting in the pavilion, they could have been able to present us something probably better than what the JLP has been offering.
But sir, I don't want to say it, I don't want to say it because you have the labor rights online here. And they attack you sometimes, but if I may say that, sir, that there are problems in Jamaica, sir, to be solved.
There are real problems to be solved.
You think that the Andrew Holness administration has fixed everything? It has not.
And no one government can fix everything, and that is what people need to understand.
Thank you. They have not fixed all the problems. So there are problems in Jamaica. Let me tell you one of the problems that Jamaica has. And you go vex with me, but you can vex as much as you want. And because you have to still listen to the program. Markets. Go down a coronation market, sir.
But can I challenge you on that?
And let me tell you this, sir. You ever go to a coronation market?
I have. Years ago, not now.
Our markets in Jamaica, sir, must be fixed up for our pigglers. They must sell in better conditions. And our markets must attract uptown people, middle class people. So, and that is only one of the problems that we have in Jamaica. I could point to several others.
Yes.
You hear the opposition talking about these matters, huh?
And this is the point I am making. Back to the pavilion.
Holness account, Holness bank account, IC report. That's all they hear them talk about. Time come.
Okay. The other day I look at this. Not too long ago, I saw a post where the PNP is complaining that they don't understand where the JLP is getting the monies from to do some road in Portland, and what it is the people are seeing, it is not real. And I'm like, back to being opposition again. When something good is done, you see, another problem with that is each individual, meaning, let me say myself, I want to see something that I personally benefit from. And that again creates another problem. We have to look at benefits for all Jamaican, regardless of the party you vote for. You understand what I mean? And some of the decision that the JLP has made, that is what was done. And people don't want to accept that. So, for example, the very buses right now that everybody's complaining about, there are JLP parents and there are PNP parents. And when all of this election is done and gone with, is the students, the children from both sides are going to benefit, regardless of what we have to say.
My point, sir, is listen to me. It is the duty, if not the responsibility of an opposition, if there are issues of concern with a new policy, and if there is a safety issue, the opposition must raise it.
Yes, agree 150%.
That is the duty and the responsibility of the opposition. Mr. Golding is being paid a very handsome salary. He is to do his job. What the opposition has done is not that. What they have done is to be condemned in its strongest form. What they have done is irresponsible, is inflammatory, and quite frankly, dangerous.
Without any solution.
Yes, and I was disappointed when I listened to the education minister's press briefing yesterday, because I thought she should have been more forceful in condemning what the opposition has done. And I said also that if the opposition had taken the time to do their homework, as they ought to do, because they represent people. They represent the voices of the people. And there was no voice suggesting that Jamaicans didn't want these buses. There was none. So the opposition is representing itself.
Exactly.
And an opposition that represents itself is an opposition that is not ready for government.
And you said something earlier, and this is the last thing I will say because other people want an opportunity to express themselves. Opposing is fine, but when you're opposing something, bring us an alternative that we can make a decision. We can say, okay, you have a point, and we think we want this better.
Hold on there, sir. Give me a second. Have you ever listened to Prime Minister Question Time in England, sir?
A few times I've listened to it.
I encourage my listeners to go and listen. Listen when you can. Listen to Kemi, I think her name is Kemi. Bathing take on Keir Starmer. Every week during Prime Minister's Question Time, listen to the opposition leader in Britain, how she frames her questions to the Prime Minister. It's fascinating stuff to listen, sir. And that's where our system of government came from. And I think we need to implement that in Jamaica, you know, where the Prime Minister stands up in Parliament and answers questions from the leader of the opposition.
That would educate the wider population better, because a lot of people tends to only think that you just choose a party and that is it for the rest of your life. And unfortunately, that is
fascinating, sir. And let me tell you something. I think she gets 15 minutes every time the parliament sits. The opposition leader gets 15 minutes, and she tackles the issues. She offers solutions. You see a clear alternative perspective on issues. Here in Jamaica, when the opposition don't agree, they get up and walk out of parliament. They might look headlines, sir. They're not interested in representing the people. They get up and gone.
We have a lot of work to do, and a lot more of us need to be open, hear others' opinion, look into it. We have so much work to do. We have a very long way.
You know, sir, it is pretty sad, you know. It is pretty sad. And you know, Jamaicans need to be more responsible and act more responsible for their country and demand better representation from their leaders. You hold government accountable. You need to hold the opposition accountable too.
But the majority of them, and this is the last thing I'm going to say because there are two other people above me. This is literally the last thing I'm going to say. More of us as Jamaican people need to understand the Constitution, understand politics in itself, as opposed to just choosing a color and saying,
this year opposition, sir, get away with too much. And you know, sir, you see that opposition here? You see that opposition here, led by Mark Golding? It has not been a very good opposition. It has not been. It has been a very pessimistic opposition. This opposition really hasn't offered much solutions to Jamaica's problem, you know. And as I said earlier, I wonder whether or not the PNP, in its philosophy, in its ideology, in its psychology, feels that opposition demeans it. I get the feeling that they feel that, you know, power. They are to be the government. And I believe that perception may have caused them to miss the mark. And that's not a Freudian slip. The opposition have missed the mark. Not a Freudian slip at all. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Lord have mercy, them are going to lose. The Melodians at 28 minutes to 10 o'clock. Oh, my goodness. Kaka, what want, sir?
Hey, the great one. Neighbor, how you doing, man?
No, sir. Nothing great about this. What
yes,
want?
man. Your show is growing real nice. Good job you're doing, brother.
Give God thanks.
Yeah. Yes, man. Actually, you know, my topic that I want to speak on, I have to jump back on the market situation that you brought up, because that's such a true statement. Very, very important thing. And for a moment, I was very, very deeply interested in seeing if I could get the government to build like a model market. And it all started back in the Bruce Golden era when the Coronation Market burnt down. And then I wrote a letter to the office of the Prime Minister with some ideas and some suggestions. I wanted to be part of the design team for the market, the new market that was going to be built. And they did respond. I got a call from them. But I think Digicel put $100 million. And the idea that I had for market, they didn't have the fund. But it wasn't just that they didn't have the funding, but I think they just didn't have the vision and the understanding of the importance of what a market, a model market in Jamaica would be and what it could do for the country. Because if you were to ask anybody in Jamaica right now, what is the best market if somebody is to come from abroad? Or, you know, and you say, what's the best market I can take this person to see what Jamaica, you know, market is like?
Did you know, sir, that one of the largest, well, Coronation is the largest market in the Caribbean. I don't think that there is any other business in Jamaica that does the type of trading that happens at Coronation Market, sir.
Exactly.
I wonder if you know, say the money that passed through Coronation Market, you see on Thursday, sir, and on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
No supermarket in Jamaica.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But
not even some of these all-inclusive hotels can't match Coronation, you know.
Yeah. I think what happened with the whole market situation is a value. Is a value. The value that the decision makers appoint to the people who actually
What if
use these
Coronation, sir?
facilities.
I envision driving up to Coronation Market, and these guys with these little golf carts, put away the old hand cart, man. This is the 21st century. You go in a Coronation Market, they're running you over with hand cart. You understand me? If rain fall down there, it's another problem. I envision a market, a world-class place, sir,
Yes,
where
sir.
you go for your produce. That's Mr. Siaga's vision, sir. I wonder if you know that.
Yeah. My suggestion
It is
actually included.
it is an indictment on Eddie Siaga, by the way.
Yeah.
That this
My
market
suggestion had included actually place for these people to sleep, because I don't know if you know.
No,
but
they sleep
upwards of
right on the they sleep right there in the ground sometimes.
Yeah, over 50 people, over 50 to 75 people will sleep in the market. And these are not homeless people. They come from all different places, different countryside to come and sell the wares on
The
a Saturday and
Coronation Market should have its its own hotel.
Yes,
It should have its
that
own
was my
hotel
suggestion.
where
That was my suggestion.
these higglers come up, they book in, they check in,
Yes, sir.
yes, and they
Yes,
pay
sir.
they pay a fee subsidized by government, $3,000, and them have them room and they have their storeroom, and then have it long at the market sleep.
Yep, that was
We can't
my
have our
suggestion.
people. Hold on, sir. We can't have our people let them in a market asleep.
No,
It
sir.
is dehumanizing.
But I don't think a lot of these people who are supposed to make these decisions actually visit these markets. And I don't think they actually speak to the people. I used to travel to different markets because, I was so hopeful that this thing was going to work. I was so hopeful. I went to the Mandeville, Santa Cruz, Linstead market because, Carmen Akigo sell a Linstead market and all of these places. And then I learned, check this one out, neighbor. I don't know if it's still happening, but in Newmarket, I learned that on a Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday because this is going back some 14 years ago. On a Wednesday night at about 2 to 3, 4 o'clock, there's a wholesale. I don't know if anybody can chime in and correct me if my day is wrong. But that time of the night,
Bossman, let me tell you something. If you are going to Coronation Market on a Saturday and you don't arrive there at 3 a.m., you cannot get a parking. You hear me, sir? You can't get a parking. You have to park 1 mile from there so to buy things and go. That is the amount of economic activity that takes place.
Yep.
But I don't want to spend a lot of time on the market because we have other things and we don't have a lot of time. The point though, sir, is that there are much in Jamaica to be fixed, and I'm hoping that whatever emerges out of the next election, we'll begin to address some of these things. But as I said earlier, some of these things could not be addressed until we fix certain fundamentals in the economy.
Yeah. All right. So that now is a good way to introduce my conversation, which it doesn't have to be that long. And I want you to be involved with what I'm saying here with your brain. One of the biggest damage, the biggest hurt that I think that's happening to Jamaica, and I'm not going to call any party name, but say there's a party who keep reinforcing, insisting, and selling the idea that all is bad, that hardship is your experience. Don't think that things can be better. Things are hard, and only us, the government, if we are in power, then things will be better for you. I think that's really hurting Jamaica a whole lot, That's one of the biggest hurt that Jamaica, and this has been going on for years, that people think the biggest solution to their problem is actually the government. And it is such a commonplace that sometimes learned people actually buy into the idea and speak as if this is fact, when it is not.
Let me tell you something, sir. Adam Smith speaks of the poverty of aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that leadership is to do is to give people hope. It is to inspire people to aspire. Jamaicans have sucked salt through the spoon for many, many years. As a matter of fact, decades. And if you realize, this is a 62-year-old nation. I look like a 62, sir? Well, I am near there, which means that I am not far from Jamaica's independence. Did you know, sir, that when the Union Jack came down at the National Stadium in 1962, many people wept. Yesterday wept because we were emerging from a system of oppression. And when you are oppressed, sir, it affects you psychologically. That's why one man talk about emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
But don't you think? But hold on.
That's a poverty of aspiration, sir. That there are people living in communities that don't believe that their lives can be better.
But don't you think that because it's been sold to them,
sir?
that idea is being sold to them?
Do you know, sir, that there are young girls hooked up in men's beds tonight that knows that they don't want to be there? Do you know that there are women who are in relationships and they don't love the man, but they don't know how to get out of it because their sense of value, their sense of self has been robbed and taken away through circumstances. There's a thing that is called situationalism, you see, sir. And there are people living in Jamaica, sir, who have been oppressed, depressed, suppressed, harassed for many, many years. And even though the government has opened up opportunities, some of them don't believe it, you know. And let me tell you why your point. Let me tell you why your point makes a lot of sense. Because, sir, within the optimistic, clear, visionary leadership of Holness, where he is crafting a Jamaica that is inclusive, that provides hope for people. We're not there yet. And as I said earlier, I believe in the progressive agenda. But the opposition, sir, has been too pessimistic.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It has been too pessimistic. It has been too cynical.
Too much.
It is too despairing. It is too bleak. It is too defeatist. Yes? And
they're selling doom. They're selling doom and frustration.
It smacks desperation.
Yes. And anything that is good for Jamaica is bad for the PNP. That's the situation that they find themselves in right now, which reflects what's happening with this bus situation. It's not that they don't know.
You can oppose without being pessimistic, you know, sir.
You can. You can. And then what that does now, it makes it hard for the young man out there, hearing all of this desperation and hearing that things are bad and there's no hope, while at the same time, there's a heart that is paying you to go to school.
Did you know, sir, that time come is socially, it's socially repulsive. Because let me tell you what time come does. What time come does is it removes personal responsibility and places it on the government.
Mm-hmm.
It is a regressive slogan. It is a regressive slogan, sir.
Right.
When you say to Jamaicans that time come, what you are telling them is that government must do more for them and not that they must go out and do more for themselves.
Exactly what I'm saying. It's not always the solution.
It's a patronage-based slogan. It is clientistic. It is socially regressive.
Yep.
I say to people every day, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, among them the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that it is to secure these rights why government exists. When you tell people the time come, you are taking away responsibility. And Ambrose Bierce, you see, sir, said that responsibility is not a detachable burden. Responsibility is not a detachable burden that you shift to the shoulders of others. You take responsibility. And it begins, sir, with taking responsibility for yourself. It's
but
not
the
government.
The other damage that it does, neighbor, the other damage that it does, it also cripples or stifles appreciation for your own country. Not that your country is doing everything for you, but there's a whole lot that Jamaica do for Jamaicans, It's a whole lot. But we don't appreciate it. We don't appreciate the health care. We don't appreciate our school system is not that bad, And our hospital system is not that bad. Our healthcare system is not that bad.
Can I tell you something, sir? 3 years ago, I had an appendix challenge, and I was actually admitted to the Spanish Town Hospital. My first time, never been in a hospital before, and I had to wait a little. But you see, sir, let me tell you this: when they pushed me on the wheelchair on the ward, my brother, sir, I was so anxious. I must tell you the truth. I don't know how I was going to manage. But let me tell you this, brother. I was impressed beyond measure. I couldn't believe that the quality care I got at the hospital at Spanish Town.
Well,
I'm telling you, I had.
I tell you a better story. I tell you a better story.
The food could have been.
Story.
Yes.
In 2 minutes, I tell you, 1 minute. My mother, elderly mother, come some 20-something years ago. She broke her hip. And she went to KPH. Now, we heard all these bad things about KPH. So, of course, we said, no. A doctor told us, no, they have good equipment. Your mother will be fine. Went there, they had to do an operation. I was living abroad at the time. Came down to Jamaica when she's, look for her every now and then. The day of discharge, down there, in my pocket, we had about $7,500 US, right? Now, I don't know how much this thing was gonna cost. So I'm waiting to hear now so I can go to the bank and change the money and then come back. Do everything,
Nah, I did rub
and
me
they
the
say,
wrong
okay.
there.
Hold on. That's not it. Okay.
I don't think
Go ahead, sir, please.
Yeah. They said that she, they spoke and everything is good, but I'm not hearing the money. So they said that she's discharged. So I said, how much, where do I pay? They said, no, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I could not understand what was happening. $0.
$0. Yeah.
$0.
Yes, sir. I spent I think 2 days or 3 days in the hospital. Never paid a red cent. Never paid.
And this is an operation.
Yes.
On a broken hip.
And it was this government, sir, that removed hospital fees from Jamaicans.
Yes.
This government did.
I don't agree with that, though.
Well, the fact of the matter, sir, is
I don't agree with it.
Well, those who can pay,
I think there should be a token. Like about a $500 registration, like $500.
Part of what happens in terms of a social policy, sir, is that sometimes the bureaucracy to implement the system costs you more.
They should have two different $500 automatic. Everyone, unless you can prove that you can't pay $500, it's just a token.
And how you prove it, sir? And I just said to you, sometimes the bureaucracy to do that costs you more.
Well, but
Anyway.
this is what's happening. Do you know that they have people who are actually just staying at the hospital? They go there every day, like literally, it's like a social interaction
Yes.
for them. Do you know
Yes.
that that's happening?
Yes, I have to run those up.
Okay.
Take care.
All right, take it easy.
All right. Yeah, we're coming to call me now. Call me. You are your time, sir. Go through.
Yes, man. Good night to everybody.
Good night.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, man. I just changed the phone. At first I was, giving you some commendation. I was driving home I must say my first time listening to you. I don't know how my thing catch on you. Yes, sir. So I'm all the way somewhere out there in the diaspora, but listening to you tonight give me some hope after that deliberation. I hope of Jamaica. Yes, definitely. You have done great.
Well,
there's some whole saying that to me that, for all of us as Jamaicans that said, a leopard has never changes his spot. It just brought back to me when I hear you were talking, and then because I've been keeping close to what's going on in terms of this election. In the US we just gone through one, and so it bring me back to the reality when seeing what is going on in Jamaica. And the reason why I said that a leopard has never changes his spot, it's coming from the People's National Party, the tribalism that I'm hearing. It's horrible to our hearings, and it's despicable, as one would say. Because one thing I've noticed over the years is that they tend to want people to accept or to believe that Jamaica is a socialist country, which is far away from the truth. People are free to make their decisions when they're ready to make those decisions. I listen to so many things that really cuts me deep, because when you look at the reality of what is going on and to see how many people are praising the present government in Jamaica, the Prime Minister have met with so many heads of governments all over, and they applaud him for various things that going on. We have seen this new implementation of these school buses, for example, and I can't believe that the tribalism in 2025 is still evident. And to me, it's just purely out of a thing called desperation, power hungry, and propaganda. Because when an opposition is in a frame of mind of not accepting what is going on in the country, a country that they are looking to take over. So my question I would like to ask to any one of those opposition lead members tonight, if becoming the government tomorrow, what would they do with those buses? Would they start to rear pigs in them? That's a good question, because
No,
they are
sir,
not fit. No,
the bus service would continue, and
Yeah, no,
the,
but-
the blind can see that it would. This
right,
is wrong.
but based on how they're sounding, to me, they're rejecting this program so badly that they're trying to say these. But I feel like crying when I listen to someone. I listen to this man saying that when the bus coming down the hill and the party is going to go around, and then this man is literally calling down accident on the buses with the children. Because he said that these buses cannot work, them not go work at all. As I said before, it's a disgrace. And how could a government, a prospective government, I would say, trying to looking forward to take over a country, and with all those,
the People's National Party, sir, have lost 2 points in the polls because of this position.
2?
Yes, sir. The people's that is a massive thing, you know, sir.
Sir, two is not enough. It's a disgrace. Honestly,
I am suggesting to you, sir, that so turned off are many Jamaicans.
Oh my goodness!
That they are going to go out and vote against them. I think so.
Sir, there's a particular member of the PNP. I mean, I know his name on paper, or maybe his government name, but there's only one name I call him over the years, and it's Mr. Divine Intervention. Do you know who is that man?
Well.
Okay, all right,
yes.
I'll tell you. Mr. Divine Peter Bunting Intervention. That man who for 18 years has been the security minister.
No, he wasn't for 18 years at all, do you?
No, it wasn't for the old, right? It wasn't for the old time. But in all his operation, he's always in that ministry. Favorably, he's always been some form of security, whatever. But I remember when because I was in Jamaica at that time, he came to the country to say, oh my God, I can't do this. The country need divine intervention. I have to call on God. And when we look and to see that people right now in the US and all over the world feel safely right now coming to Jamaica.
Were his prayers answered, sir?
Was his prayer answer? We see this.
Some have argued that we have gotten divine intervention.
No, because God have mercy, and I've always been merciful on us. Of course.
You know that the church in Jamaica, sir, is actually planning a prayer vigil, a service of thanksgiving to thank God for the reduction in murders.
Definitely needed.
Yes, sir.
One prayer vigil.
I'll tell you more about that.
Yes, and yes, and I mean, as of now, you have now add a new member of your whatever your program is, because I'll be listening in because I need to know, and I'm happy about that.
Yes,
you understand?
Well,
and I commend you for bringing this forth to us. And you presently have seen 341 person in, well, party myself would have made 41, and I'm just telling you that what you're doing is gonna spread wide and far, because I'm gonna be one that is gonna go out now and start telling people to join you. And this is no joke. This is serious, because, sir, honestly, it is very cutting. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. I have something. I wish I could play something, a little thing that I heard. It really captured me, and I say I would like to share. Can I play a little recording from the opposition, sir?
Yes, sir.
I
Go
got
ahead.
it on my phone. Listen to this. Let me see if Jamaica people really in their normal senses.
A housing plan, an ambitious housing plan to build 50,000 affordable housing units in the next 5 years. And we want to have at least 500 in every constituency. And today, Doreen Campbell carried me to a place them called Diamond. And we're looking into the river, the Buff Bay River. And them show me say the level of the river has risen to a dangerous height. And there's a lot of sediment and rock and so on. And the vision is to clear out that river, to restore it to its proper depth so it's no longer a danger to the communities on either side of the river. And use that material to carry round to where there's a swampland. Carry round to where there's a swampland. There's a swampland. Where there's a swampland. And dump up that land and make that land usable. So we can use it for the 500 houses that we want to build for affordable housing for the people.
I don't think people understand how much the opposition response really and truly pissed me off.
Go ahead, sir.
Does this man seems to know? This man, doesn't that sound like a bar talk to you? Approaching an election, and first and foremost, this man mentioned Westmoreland and Portland in one sentence. And there's not even a border between Westmoreland and Portland.
They're making it up as they go along, sir.
That's my point. So this man is not only being a propagandist, but he's misleading the people. And guess what is happening? The people, the ones that I'm sorry for, honestly.
Hold on, sir. Hold on there.
Believe me, hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very...
Hold on there, sir.
Listen,
very exciting.
the one... Is that Mr. Is that Mr. Monty Perkins?
A swamp. It's a swampy, sir. Swampy.
A swampy. Okay, so give me a minute. Let's continue to listen to the end of what he said right here.
And where we can put a proper urban center there too for the people of West.
So this man, even the urban center, the man is downplaying.
I can't believe me, hi. Boy, I tell you something.
The man is
all very
downplaying.
Oh gosh. I can't believe me, hi. Boy, I tell you.
No, sir. This is sweet.
Oh gosh. I can't believe me, hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting. Oh gosh. I can't believe it.
Swampy.
Something
Hold them, Swampy.
very exciting. Oh gosh.
We're out of time, listeners. We're out of time.
Oh my.
We're actually out of time. The clock has struck 10 o'clock, and
Man, this program, you need.
we have run out of time.
This program.
We have one more, sir. You're gonna have to talk to my moderator, because
Yes.
if we're going to go forward, we need some help. My listeners have not been contributing to the, a lot of people asking about forecasting and all that, and we need some help. Okay, we need some help. The forecasting comes at a cost, guys. The forecasting comes at a cost. So you want the forecasting? You're gonna have to talk to us. I tell you the truth. It's not for free. Politics Plus forecasting does not come for free. So you want KC back? Well, you have to talk to us, because we can't keep well, the research, the production of it comes at a cost. We have one more person online, Ken Roy. Is Ken Roy? Hold on, call me. Ken Roy.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. Oh, he's gone. Wow. He's gone. Oh, he just left. All right. Jamaica girl, how much more time we can get? Well, we have over 500 people watching on For You. 325. He waits too long. Okay, well, he started talking. Is there anybody else in the box that wants to come up? If not, we kind of all right. Okay, Nisa. Hi, Nisa. How are you doing? Let me talk to Nisa now. Boy, I see Nisa put out a video there. My goodness. Listen to this.
Me not like it. Because how can you see that we're having a rural school bus system? Look here, me don't like my golden. Straight up. Me not like it. Because how can you see that we're having a rural school bus system and you are gonna say, Mrs. said, then bring some little old bus. Yo, this man is repugnant to the senses of my spirit. I cannot stand the sight, sound, or thought of his existence. He deeply troubles my spirit. And if we ever make the mistake of electing this contemptuous individual,
wow,
we will deserve every day of his leadership. Absolutely disgusting behavior and comments from him.
Oh gosh, I can't believe me. Hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Look here, but don't like Marco. Sure. Me not like it. Because how can you see that we're having a rural school bus system and you are gonna say, Mrs. said, then bring some little old bus. Yo, this man is repugnant to the senses of my spirit. I cannot stand the sight, sound, or thought of his existence. He deeply troubles my spirit. And if we ever make the mistake of electing this contemptuous individual, we will deserve every day of his leadership. Absolutely disgusting behavior and comments from him.
Oh gosh, I can't be.
Excuse me, Nisa?
Yes, sir. Good night.
Contemptuous? Is it the opposition leader? You hold him in contempt?
Yeah.
He's repugnant to your spirit?
Yes,
what are you
sir.
talking about?
You know, first of all, good evening, everybody.
Yes.
When I when I made that video, I couldn't even think straight enough, not even gonna lie to you. I was just responding from a very guttural place. Because one of the things that I really dislike about the current iteration of the opposition is their inability to understand the concept of building. They are not unifiers. They don't understand construction. Like they don't have a builder's mentality. And I feel that as an opposition, it is not your job to oppose simply for the sake of opposing. You critique and you come with how to make a plan better. this particular rural bus system is so crucial and so vital to so many people across the length and breadth of Jamaica that the
Yes.
only conversation should be how to make it better.
Better,
And if you fail to do that, it
It
simply shows you
it is potentially socially transforming for the nation, Nisa.
exactly. And that
Yes.
is the spirit with which I was coming with that particular situation. This is not a simple undertaking by the government. This is something where all hands and
In other
hearts
words,
on deck.
as simple as it may look, but the multiplier effect is significant.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. This was just one of those very specific situations where the PNP could have shown a high standard of leadership and they failed to do so in every way.
Uh-huh. What would
It
have been
is-
a better response, Nisa?
I personally don't say anything. Leave it
Yes.
alone. Leave it
Yeah.
alone. Why put yourself in a sore position with the public? You never had to say anything, you don't need to respond to everything, especially if it's going to be a favorable position for the government.
My
You
argument
cannot.
earlier is that had the opposition taken their time to do their homework, they would have
Exactly.
realized that this initiative is a very well appreciated by Jamaicans. Is that true?
Of course it is. Of course it is. And that's why I'm very curious about Damian Crawford, because I've watched him go back and forth with Minister Vaz on Twitter on this matter for a few days, and people have constantly been commenting and saying, Damian, this is not it. This is not it. Why are you taking on this position? This is a good thing. And I think this particular issue has really exposed the spirit of the PNP and the lack of character that is driving their leadership.
Hold that point there, Nissan. I'm going to get right back to this that spirit that you speak about. We're closing on that. Ken Roy,
Yes,
are you ready now, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So, I mean, very quickly, I want to make this point. You were talking about people that joined the line. I've heard you giving your reviews and some topics and some points. And then I knew right then and there that this is where I need to stay, one. And also, this is the place that I need to support. Even before you made mention of the fact that there's need for encouragement to keep the thing going. I just
Yes, sir.
went over to the section where I could get those coins and just keep sending them out. Every time I hear something positive, send them out. That was how I was communicating to you that I like this point.
Well, more of our listeners need to do that.
Yes, you talk about, I have a few points here, one, two, three, four, but I'm just going to use one because I knew I think that this is very important. When you made mention of government primary responsibility to inspire a nation, I just look at it and I said, boy, I wonder if nobody at TV here, audio, Lena can hear this. Because you sound like somebody was supposed to be on the radio, one of them weekdays, I talk to the people.
Well, sir, I'm speaking to people from here. some of these radio stations don't have no listeners, sir.
Actually. Actually. Right?
And I tell you the truth, the traditional media is becoming quite irrelevant,
Yes, it is. It is. So you're right. And I pick that point of national inspiration because when Prime Minister Golden became Prime Minister, I was about 19 years old, living in Western Central, a rural district, a farming district called Georgia. And the magnitude of inspiration I got from former Prime Minister Golden prompted me to galvanize, listen now, school children, persons that were doing CXC with myself to form a youth club. And what we were able to achieve in I think 2009, Well, stuff like water in our community. These are key. The partners with the FDC, UNICEF, and the I think it's SDC, Social Development Commission, and UNICEF. And we were able to get a funding to put together a water system in our community whereby which the residents of 2012 could get water without having to pay the end of it. These were kids, but all that came from the leadership and the vision of UC. And that also helps me to form the consciousness as to what political party I believe is best for the country. I don't need to say that right now because it is evident.
Yes, sir. Well, I think the question before I want Jamaicans to answer is the opposition providing effective leadership to the country, proper alternative perspectives? Yes, providing alternative perspectives, holding the government accountable, representing the people. Are they prepared to take on the reins of government? In this global environment, with all the contending challenges, should Jamaica put its country in the hands of this opposition? That's the question.
No, no. We are at a very serious place right now. And that's a theory because I'm hearing from other media practitioners that the possibility exists that Jamaicans might not have a valid reason to not vote for Andrew Holness and the JLP, except for fatigue. And I'm appealing to those ideas and to those people who are possibly, encouraging those thoughts.
One of the things that I have realized, sir, is that Jamaica today is as divided as it was maybe during the Cold War. The period of the Cold War, very divided, and the age of the Cold War were ideological differences. The differences were on economic models. Socialism was a lot of Jamaicans didn't even know what socialism was at the time, versus quote unquote capitalism, which again, both parties I think right now are practicing a certain aspect of those ideologies. I think when you look at both political parties today, there are very little difference in terms of their economic outlook or that which they would pursue. I hear, for example, Mr. Robinson say, should the PNP come to power, that the People's National Party would continue to pursue economic stability under their government. The division in the society is, I think it's largely comes down to the polarization of the politics, where one side feels that they ought to be in power and the other side feels that they should be in power. And that polarization, I think, is been largely fostered by the way the opposition is practicing its politics. It's in my view a very divisive model. And I just want the elections to be called, over and done with, and the government continues to pursue whatever it is pursuing, sir, assuming that the Labour Party wins.
It is it is my it is my everyday prayer. And and on the note of prayer, I was listening to a conversation about divine intervention, and that you were positing that this could be the answered prayer from Peter Bunty. And I want to take that conversation a little further. I grew up in the church. I'm still in the church. And I can recall that there were times when there was a section of the service designated for designated to pray for a government, that God would send a prime minister, a government that was for this minister. Now, if I'm if I'm not correct, or I stand to be corrected, but I do believe that those prayers sent up across Jamaica from the length of whether man point to migration directs to what is happening now in the Jamaican Labour Party. That is
After all,
my
do you hear, sir? I really thank you so much. Kenroy,
yes, sir.
you must come again.
All right, I will.
Thank you.
All right, good.
All right, listeners, we're gonna talk to Nissa and then we're gonna wrap up. So Nissa,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. So we pick up back from responses of of an opposition to a policy like this, and I'm suggesting that if the opposition had taken their time to do their groundwork, go in communities and talk to poor people, they would realize that this is something that the poor people actually want. Right now, how are they going to recover from this, Nissa?
Well, I I think that the opposition has a strategy that they are all in on. This appealing to taxi men is something that they are banking very heavily on. I spoke to a taxi driver today, and whatever update the Ministry of Transport and the Transport Authority had in the last 2 days about taking Uber drivers and in-drive
By the way, sorry, thank you so much, guys, for your gifts. I really appreciate it. Here, your names are too many to mention, but thank you for supporting us. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead, Nissa.
The update that the Transport Authority gave in the last 24 hours regarding removing illegal vehicles that are operating under InDrive and Uber from the roads. Spoke to a taxi driver today, and he told me that there are scores of WhatsApp groups filled with drivers, both red plate and not red plate, who are basically saying, all right, since the government are going to take food out of our mouth, we're going to vote them out. Of course, that's in tandem with the fact that the PNP's messaging is very specific to who they are targeting right now, which is taxi drivers and certain people who feel rejected or persecuted by the government. So I don't think the PNP is interested in appealing to the wide cross-section of the country, just based on how intentional they are with this messaging and how Peter Bunting doubled down. They are not unaware communicators. They are not. They don't lack sense. They're very efficient, effective machinery. No matter what they choose to communicate, they know what they're doing.
But the People's National Party. I don't understand, because by its own aura, this is something that you would expect the People's National Party to
agree
to have a policy on,
Yeah, this is something that would be a PNP policy.
This is what I don't understand about the People's National Party, and this is the disappointment, really, that how could the PNP have allowed the Labour Party to almost be the party that is addressing these social issues, and then you resort to taxes. It don't resemble the PNP.
Not only does it not resemble the PNP, I think it is exposing just how removed they have become from the everyday struggle that they say they are championing. One of those is the fact that a lot of mothers do not feel safe when their children, them little baby girl, have to go up on taxi with and squeeze up beside people, and taxi men are some of the ones that contribute to sexual crime and violence in this country. From
I think maybe the
abductions.
People's National Party is having an anxiety attack, you know. You know anxiety?
Yeah, of course I know anxiety.
They're anxious. They're anxious to and you know the anxiety that I think the People's National Party is having is twofold. One, I think the PNP fears losing the election. I think they do. I think the PNP fears that they could lose this election and that it is going to be problematic for the opposition having to spend another 5 years in opposition, and what that is going to do for the party, that the party could really be fractious, and therefore it does not want to lose. It doesn't want to lose at all. And then I think that anxiety is causing them to make some profound mistakes. Yeah, they're being erratic, right? Because you know, I just can't afford to lose this, and so it's almost like anything that will be popular, or for example, Mr. Bunting is a reasonable man, I think. Wouldn't Mr. Bunting have thought about this and said, you know what, maybe we should you know, just back off this, but to double down on it and to say I was the one that brought it. Come on, man, that no sound.
But I think that he's doing that neighbor is showing exactly what you're talking about, the kind of pressure that they're under. See, wife man boss said them under some rotted pressure. And so they're showing, first of all, a lack of preparation over the last 5 years.
They do not believe the polls there.
Exactly, which brings into question, where is the 5 years worth of work, campaigning, awareness that you guys said you have been doing? You should have a home stretch plan. Where is your home stretch plan? Why are you not prepared strategically to play chess with the government? If anything, you should know that Andrew is a strategist. The man is a chess player. Why are you not ready to come back with messaging that does not offend the public? And what they have done with this bus issue is not only shown their removal, the way that they're removed from everyday issues, they've also showed that they don't care about the everyday issues of Jamaican people. They know how to say it to make it sound good, but by their fruits you shall know them.
But let me answer your question, and the listeners probably could answer. An opposition seeking government, there should be something on the lips of Jamaicans almost know that the PNP represents and is offering. What is that?
I would love to know myself. Time come is still an unanswered statement. Is a question mark at this point. Time come for what? We still do not know what their listen, neighbor, let me say something to you. You see, the reason why I uploaded that video 2 days ago, it is because I am extremely disappointed in the People's National Party.
I am too.
My family are OG comrade. I have family members that when they died, I'm talking top brass of the PNP was at their funeral. So when I tell you that, when I see this party right now and the way that they have.
Hold on. I told my listeners earlier, I'm not a conservative. I don't believe in conservatism, you know. You know, my concept, my neighbor's outlook on how a society is to be developed is more in line with the progressive agenda that you know, don't even want to call their name. So when I tell you that I am disappointed in the People's National Party, I am. I really am.
I am sorely disappointed in what they have offered the Jamaican people as an alternative to the current administration. They are unprepared, they are not ready, And I don't think their eyes are on good governance. Their eyes are on winning, but they haven't proven to me the conviction necessary to be a good government.
For
All they
example,
want to do is win.
someone said that that the People's National Party is saying the people are suffering. And yet they are on stage looking so happy. Look on them how them a dance. They're not empathetic. Then let me ask you something, Mr. Crawford. If the people are suffering, how the PNP leadership looks so happy? There's a disconnect. Because if you're suggesting that the people are struggling and they must suffer and time come, then you're not supposed to be on the stage dancing and pretending and to say you are so happy. No, you should be reasoning with them. Yes, you should be reasoning with them. You're having a party with people who are suffering, sir. You're taking them to party. If the people are suffering, why you have them in a party?
All right.
Yeah? Jumping up on an expensive bus under AC, going around the country, representing suffering people, sir. No, man, that shows a disconnect when you see the leader how him dance and the people them a party. This is not sufferation, man.
No, it's not. And that is why, like I said to you, there's something amiss with what they believe and what they are saying. And people are picking up. The power hungry is the word I keep seeing. Every social media platform I keep seeing, people say, no, man, these people are just power hungry. All them want to do is just get into power. You cannot fool people, you know. You can't fool people gut, you know. You can't fool people's spirit, you know. You see, when you really care about the needs of the people, especially this bus thing, I am so disheartened at the way they fumbled this opportunity. This was a perfect opportunity for them to say, all right, we have concerns. This, we don't like this, we don't like that, we don't like this, but it is a good initiative. Here's how we'll make it better. All I've been asking the PNP to do is tell me how you plan to make the country better. Because you know why? Lots of people will agree that even though Jamaica is not perfect, we are a lot better in a lot of ways than we were 15, 20 years ago.
Absolutely, Nisa. And the other side of the argument is that there are sufficiently large numbers of people who are turned off from politics in Jamaica. What is the PNP doing to bring these into the fold?
I tell you,
what is the PNP's plan to bring people who are turned off from politics into the political space once more again?
Neighbor,
right?
a joke.
And that is what I would expect an opposition to do, to broaden the tent.
Neighbor, I give you a joke. They have actually took them influenced the people who are turned off to be turned on to vote for the JLP. I have spoken to several persons. I suspect that may be very well happening, you know. I spoke to several persons, people who are abroad in the diaspora, people who said them never planned for vote, and this bus issue alone said, no, I can't. Them say them can't do this. They have to come down and vote because the way the PNP has radicalized people against them. Because you right now as an opposition, you are basically doing a tryouts, you know. You're basically giving people a show, a little sample of how you will govern, you know, and it don't smell good. It don't smell good. It don't look good. It don't feel good. It really upset people because you know what,
especially coming. But does the PNP know their history, Nisa? Do you think they know their history?
I tell you, after listening to Karen Cross, Jamaica 411, Jamaica Politics Uncovered, personally, this version of the PNP that call themselves PNP that's actually risers, I don't think so. Which is why I think they need a proper beating so that the PNP can regain its roots and regain its identity.
Because you think they need a proper beating, ma'am?
Of course, man. Of course. And the entire thing need for overhaul. Leadership, ethos, culture, everything need for mash down. It need for mash down in Jesus' name. Mash up and come back again.
Oh. Wow. I tell you, ma'am. As I said to you, we are down to the diehards, and if you go down to the diehards, the PNP cannot win. I'm telling you that they cannot win. They cannot win there, and therefore I think they have dropped the ball on this one, and I don't know what is going to happen to them. Anyway, Nisa, boy, thank you so much. You here?
Yes, sir, neighbor. See, I promise you I was going to come back. See, I keep my word.
Yes. That this is your first time this week. What you say about tomorrow and Thursday?
I'll be there, man. Don't worry about it. What
That's
time?
right. And when I saw it, by the way, when I saw your video, I actually saved it and posted it, but my friends on TikTok block it, you know. the TikTok people block it from my page, you know.
Really? No.
Yes, say not going to go far. You know, they're not putting it on the For You page, right? I don't know what you said. That's why I took it down.
It's about 35,000 views now, so I want them to tell me about it not going far. Let me tell you something. Listen, it is so important. Last thing before you go, neighbor.
Yes.
It is so important as a public servant to capture the voice of the people.
Yes.
And you see, this bus thing actually would have ended up being a source of pride for Jamaicans, because this is a personal experience for many Jamaican people.
Yes.
Generations of Jamaicans have wanted something like this where them can, yeah man, bus are coming up. Everybody ready up, let's go. We can't miss the bus. It would have been there's just something culturally just Did
I show you that picture with those students in Portland? On the bus? How they were smiling and look nice. Let me show you.
I saw the video.
You saw it? I wonder if I could just bring that up and show my listeners again. It speaks to something. You know, they talk about a picture tells 1,000 words. Look at this, listeners. Look at this. Let me see if I can turn the camera here. Look at this. Look at that.
Mighty God.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that. No, you tell me something. I don't know why they're putting up two fingers. What does that mean? What it means?
Peace.
Yes, peace. Look at this little girl here. Look at her. Look at the smile.
All smiles.
Look at the ones in the back. Amazing. And these are Jamaican students.
Yes.
These are Jamaican
students. Video
students.
with the young boy. Is the video with the little boy is the video with the little boy that say, yes man, I can't get used to this. But like this, I can't get used to it. Like
yes. Oh my God. And they have AC in the buses?
Do they? I'm not sure, you know. But it's some neighbor some rotted technology night, you know. All parents will get
I understand that you get a text when your child board the bus.
Bus text, there's an app to track. There's some things above the windows there that prevent heavy impact if the bus meets in an accident. And so it also allows for the fire department to hurry up and cut open the bus if there's any accident. What heap of things in the bus, man. I even saw
these buses were made.
I even saw drivers show a video a few weeks ago with a live stream.
Standards. These buses were made for first world standards.
He even showed a video with a live stream where he showed that you can watch the bus as it drives. I'm sit down and watch the video.
I was supposed to meet a man this afternoon over in Spanish Town, and I'm coming from Mandeville, and the man sent me a GPS tracking to track him as he travels. So I could track where he was on the journey as he was coming to me. I guess that's what the buses are going to do, That you can,
and everybody needs to go find. I need to send you that video because drivers literally showed where he was watching the buses in Portland from multiple angles, and he could see everything. And wait, no, let me give you some more. The buses even told the information on the screen was the speed. Every time the driver press brakes, every time him press gas, if every turn him take, left, right, it don't matter. Information on the screen non-stop about what was happening with the bus. So when I tell you, say the PNP, right now, it's just a joke of them, man. They're not serious. They want to win, but they don't want to govern. And that is my problem.
Well, they sent me this song. They sent me this song here to play. Play a little of it for you. Labour Party, you have plug. Giving you a little plug here. You're gonna have to pay for this. My producer, we're not supposed to be doing this here. Well, this is going to have to be paid for. I mean, you know, moderator, this is not right. You're not to do this again, okay? Please. Let Belmont Road send the check, oh, please.
I'm going back to Parliament. Labour alone, we give our vote. Labour Party, we lost the most. And them alone, again people. Vote for Labour. Make we vote for Labour.
Well, the proceeding was paid for by the Jamaica Labour Party. All right.
Look here, but don't like man.
All right. Yes. The proceeding was paid for by the Jamaica Labour Party.
School back.
Jamaica girl, please let me get the check tomorrow. I'm not playing anymore of it. Not playing anymore of it at all. Listeners. All right. That's going to have to be it for us. You hear? That's going to have to be it for it. I'm trying to find something here for you to leave with you before I go. Let's do a little bit more. They say that we are to do. They say we are to do that. They'll pay for it. All right. Since as you will pay for it, let's play.
Everybody just vote for Labour. Tell them vote for Labour. That's right. Me and me neighbor voting for Labour. Tell them make we vote for Labour. In this election, tell your neighbor to vote for Labour. Why? We are the government going back to Parliament. Labour alone, we give our vote. Labour Party, we lost the most. And them alone, again people. Vote for Labour. Make we vote for Labour. Answer vote for Labour.
Can't believe they hide. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
That's it. Got you. Thank you for tonight, everybody. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Take care of
I
yourself.
can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something.
Who that?
This is all very exciting.
Who that? Is who that up in the box? Who's that up in the box? All right. Oh my God. There are a lot of people up here. There are lots of people up here. But we can't take anybody else for tonight. You hear? We are full. Blessed love, everybody. Okay? Take care.
Is your name written there in prosperity book of life? Make your heart Jamaica roll up call.
Hello. Hello, Rick Trigger. Chance, how you doing? Roll call, my brothers. Rose Douglas. Is your name written there? Until tomorrow, take care of yourselves. By the way, there's somebody in the box. There's somebody in the box. Sabrina, are you there? Hello? Hello? Hi, Sabrina? Hi. Sabrina? Hi, Sabrina. Wow. Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. My goodness. Jamaica girl. 343 people not going anywhere. Six o'clock, sir. Thank you all for your gifts. Have you sent a gift tonight, please?
Yep.
Hi, sir.
Ready, Daddy?
Yeah. Hi.
Here comes Pete, strolling down the street, rocking red shoes. I asked you if you were ready. Are you ready, Melly? Yeah.
Yep. Take your time and send your gifts. Come on. 118,000 likes tonight. Wow. Jamaica girl, please come up and tell the people thanks for the gift for me now. I'm getting something to eat. Please come up, Jamaica girl. I haven't heard your voice in a long time. Hey. Ken Roy, you're the boss tonight of gifts, eh? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Lilith Fraser. Lilith. Thank you, Ken Roy. Thank you. You can't believe your eyes, so what's happening? Cockroach. Voice of Satan. Oh boy. Thank you. Oh, what is that? Caroline, sending wings. Lovely. Thank you. Let's keep the forecast going here. We need some help to do the forecast. Elections are coming up. We need to do the forecast, okay? Got to get some lions and some money guns and some whales. Jamaica girl, are you still on? all of you who are sending gifts right now, thank you. Henry, how are you doing, sir? Hello. Hello, sir. Hello.
I'm good.
Hello. What's going on with you? Hello.
Are you good?
Yeah, man. Me not good. Me want some help.
Hello.
Hey, hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, right, man. I'm good.
Huh?
You want some help?
Yes.
Hold on. My internet not working good. Just hold on to something. Are you okay?
If I am okay?
Wow. Yeah. This service not working so good.
How comes?
Hello?
How comes? What happened to you? PNP internet you depend?
It's about PNP.
You say about PNP internet you depend?
No, man. I'm not on PNP internet. I'm not following the PNP internet. So I cut off the internet and I'm on Labour internet.
And what you say to me? You cut it off? You disconnect it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I cut it off, man. I cut it off. Yeah, the internet is not work good.
Oh.
You know, as I mentioned to you, yeah,
listen to this.
Live and me have it.
Listen to this.
Listen to you and me at first. Yeah, me have it. Listen to you. I have it positive.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Announcement by G2K.
Yeah.
The old boss of the People's National Party not changing no course.
Unless it can be shown that there was some hanky-panky, that is the end of the matter.
Not changing no course. Not changing no course. Well, not change it course.
Following is a paid announcement by G2K.
The old boss of the People's National Party not changing no course.
Well, old boss. The old boss now change no course, I tell you. Go ahead, sir.
And then Mark Golden does say, Andrew will say by old boss.
Are the old boss. They will not talk about.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The old boss. That's it.
Jamaica. The old boss. They not change no course.
Then country. Country.
No.
Mark Golden. All right, let me tell you one thing.
Sorry, sir.
What me see the PNP now? The PNP.
They might talk about old boss. And
all right, give me a minute.
Yeah, let me turn on the music. Let me turn on the music, sir. Hold on. You are the last person. Go ahead. Go ahead, boss.
All right. You know the PNP government. Mark Bowling and PNP, Bunting and Satan Campbell, not Nathan Campbell, Satan Campbell. Then coming like, you know, a Chris Benz, with Joker and Nice. And when I look, it don't have no engine. As I look by PNP government, they don't have no engine.
The old boss.
All right. Since that's my last person, tomorrow when I come back, me talk for the internet not working so good here, so yeah. Yes, tomorrow when I talk back, yeah.
Here, 30,000 come back.
All right, text here tomorrow. All right, tomorrow.
Yeah, King Solomon, walk on.
Yeah, so Garfield Higgins, in our Sunday Observer, him predict some seats. Think about 5 of them. So, I mean, I put show you a seat before, so I'm gonna show you what him say in the Observer with the seat them. Think him say Michelle Charles I go win back for our seat. Him say Anne-Marie Vaz I go win back for our seat. Him say Norman Dunn I go win back for him seat. Him say PNP I go retain Central St. Mary. And him say Bobby Montague him say time is not on Bobby Montague side. So say to set me a Western, he have a call that seat yet, but him say time is not on Bobby Montague side. And then now him say Michelle Charles are going back for our seat. And him say, him focus narrow win for Warren Newby. And then now him say Sibley's seat. Delroy Sibley's is Dwight Sibley's is too close to call. So yeah, he predict that. So I think he's a pretty good forecaster for the last 2 election them. He's pretty good. So yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, we just
he's a consultant with the government, sir.
Oh, he's a consultant with the government?
Yes. You never know that.
No, not really. No, we just seeing tweets them sometime and me kinda like it. So yeah.
Do you have the article there from the Observer?
Yeah, I do.
Read down the bottom. Who is he?
Alright. It says Garfield Higgins is an educator and journalist. That's all it says.
That's all it says. Okay.
Yeah.
I think he was a consultant at the Ministry of Education at one time.
Yeah, because he says he's an educator.
He's a strong Labour Party man.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, nice hearing from you.
Yeah. You too, man.
Big up yourself.
You too. All right. Night.
Take care.
Yeah.